How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Roar. We're here with a new song by Nene Amano, who is an incredible Tenchi VTuber. Amazing music that she's had out so far. Has worked with the likes of Wataku, who is one of my all-time favorite producers that I've seen in the VTuber space. So I'm just excited to see what we got going on here, just based on the visual here alone, because this is the music video. Sure seems like it's going to be probably more like upbeat and stuff, but I want to see what we got going on. Obviously, link to this is going to be in the description. Support her if you enjoy this song. Oh, cool. That's sweet. I like the sentiment here of just acknowledging the fact that, hey, there's plenty of people out there who don't feel acknowledged. They don't feel seen. And something as simple as, and it's a little unfortunate that there's still a lot of people on the internet that feel like any sort of directed attention towards someone is you trying to like get something from that person by acknowledging them. Or let's just be honest, for a guy, say, to seek that kind of attention and acknowledgement from a woman can be seen as, oh, well, that's simpery, that's weak, stand up for yourself, be your own tough person. When really, that's not how a lot of us are. A lot of us aren't islands. We're really not. We act like we are. And to just have someone there who's like, I acknowledge you, and I want you to be happy. That does so much for a lot of people's psyches. I just think it's so, we've swung the pendulum the other way. And there's a lot of men out there that I think that are afraid of acknowledging that they want that too. So that's why they try and swing it this way of like you simps, you need to just get over yourselves and be tough. Well, how does one get to that point, you think? We need someone somewhere to some capacity to acknowledge us and think about us and have any sort of respect for us, because it's from there that if we are struggling with those feelings, we can move forward and go, okay, here's someone who is treating me with respect. I can use that as kind of a stepping stone to get, further on in my own, positive self-viewing of myself and strengthen my view of myself. But we can't do it alone. We got to have people there by us. So regardless of how some people might view, sort of romancy song like this, I think the message is very, very sweet, very necessary. I am curious if this was shot in VR, because it looks like a lot of the weight of her body is like right in the middle. It also looked like some of the camera angle was focused kind of on her head, so it looked like the rest of her body was moving, but her head was staying still. And like the background was moving, but her head was staying center. Personally, I kind of find that technique a little bit not unsettling, but it just looks a little funky to me. But I know there's lots of reasons why people use that type of technique. But yeah, I mean, it's still very interesting, and the set pieces are very cute, and the transitions are very well done as well. If this all is done in VR, I think that was very well orchestrated. Um, the whole "I wink at you and that's our signal," I think is honestly endearing. I, to be fair, just because I'm just painfully aware of how a lot of the world unfortunately views um, any sort of romantical music, even though folks like Taylor Swift and Drake have been doing it for years, and everyone somehow sees it as the pinnacle of music expression. Um, I know that sometimes you can overanalyze. So a viewer of an artist can overanalyze and be like, oh, this person did this thing for me. Oh, well, that means they have a special spot in their heart for me. Um, and there's a whole psychology behind some of that is generally really unhealthy. I think for a song like this, frankly, and based on what I've seen of her communication with her fans and everything, I think it is a very general, very healthy um, feeling of adoration for the people that support her and being like, hey, I support you. And, please, you know, see me as someone who you can rely on because I want to be there to make you smile. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's very sweet. And I think, it's a beautiful expression that she's built up with her fans and everything. As far as I know, I haven't watched too much of her stuff over the last, I don't know, it feels like it's been a year or so. I used to be somewhat on top of streams when I first started all this reaction stuff years ago, but man, now it's like it's just impossible to really take in everybody's streams and clips and all this other stuff to get a better view of who they are. Just based on what I'm hearing here, just seems like she has a very sweet, specific, nuanced relationship with her fans that I think is very helpful at the end of the day. So. I do really like that repeat in the chorus. Da 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 da. I don't know what it is, but that took me back to probably some old anime I saw where it just feels like, well, shoot, it doesn't even have to do with an anime. It's just music in general. When you re-emphasize that, it adds this emotional, like, oh, they're saying exactly what they said over again. They mean it. It conveys that meaning. Yeah. Also, that other piece of your sweet shy smile. I want to protect that. It makes my heart beat. Why wouldn't it? That's an honest feeling. There's so much stuff that goes on with love and even platonic friendship where we train ourselves to think that your honest feelings are too much or too little, or they're weird, or people could misconstrue it. You need to have this polished side of you when you're interacting with people. Now, of course, you do want to be your genuine self and not put on a face. Okay, so what I meant to start with that is you do want to, be socially aware, right? But there is something to be said of being your genuine self and having the person across from you understand that that is who you genuinely are, right? So I'm not the most socially adept person. Some people could easily just look at the fact that I make YouTube videos and go, huh, honestly. But it's, it's been a problem long before this, I could tell you. But it's something that I've worked on while also understanding, hey, I can work on all these different social things, but there's a part of me underneath all that that's just who I genuinely am. And that's okay. And when you're with the right person, when you're with someone who can understand that about you, that is a genuine relationship. And that's something that can be cultivated and is a beautiful thing. nice chants in the background. Whoever she got for that did a good job. That's good. That's very sweet. That's cute. I do also just like these little additions with the text that's over the screen. It's so anime, with its like the outlines and the blur effect on the outside of the text. It's those little things too that just add more and more charm to the visual. But you guys tell me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this? If you enjoyed this, you definitely need to check out her other music. She has a variety of different emotions and styles that she's done so far, and I think that deserves some support. And that's all I got for you guys. See you next time.